Okay, so we are going to factor another trinomial that's a little bit more difficult. And so when we're going to factor 7x squared minus 20x minus 3, we're going to factor by grouping. And so the first step is to multiply these two numbers, the 7 and the negative 3. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21. Step 2 is that you break negative 21 into parts that add up to negative 20, the middle number. So to do that, we see that negative 21 can be written as negative 21 times 1. Those are the factors of negative 21 that add up to negative 20. Right? So that's what we're doing. We need to find the factors of negative 21 that add up to 20. And so those are the two factors that add up to 20. So for instance, negative 21 is also made up of negative 7 and 3, but these two do not add up when you add them to negative 20. When you add these two, that adds up to negative 20. All right. So you take that minus 7, you take that 7x squared minus 20x minus 3. And the next step is to rewrite that as 7x squared and then minus 3, and then that minus 20 becomes exactly what you broke it up as, minus 21x plus 1x. Then you break up the minus 20 into those two pieces. And the reason why we do that now is it becomes 7x minus 21x plus x minus 3. Then we factor these separately. So then I'm going to factor this, and then I'm going to factor this separately. Now this one we don't really need to factor, but these two from the work we did in a previous assignment, we see that these two have some common factors. 7 and 21 both have a 7, and they both have an x. So I'm going to pull that out. That leaves an x minus 3 plus x minus 3. And then we see that both of these terms have an x minus 3 in common. And so I'm going to, like the last problem in the homework, pull out the x minus 3. So x minus 3 in common. I pull that out, and that leaves, well, if I take out x minus 3 from this whole thing, I'm left with a 7x. And when I pull out x minus 3 from this, I take the entire thing out. That leaves a 1. The answer is 7x plus 1 times x minus 3, or x minus 3 times 7x plus 1. So to recap, factored by breaking up the minus 20 into, well, first of all, we multiplied 7 times minus 3 to get minus 21. And then we broke up negative 21 into factors that added up to negative 20. And then we broke up that negative 20 into those factors. And then we factored by grouping the first two, grouping the last two, and then pulling out what they had in common.